You know, golfing weather, not too bad tonight. It's nice and cool. We don't have the heat and humidity around. That went bye-bye over the last 24 hours, but it's coming back. Temperatures kind of split across the area. We've got 60s off to the north, 70s down to the south. A little bit more humidity in our southern tier counties as well. All in all, a comfortable Friday evening, but look at what resides just down to our south. This is some heat. They've been in the 90s today. Louisville, St. Louis, down towards Nashville. This 80 and 90-degree heat is heading our way. Overnight tonight's when we'll see that warm front move through. And then tomorrow it's off the races in terms of temperatures. But we've got a pretty stable air mass in place right now. Just some spits and sprinkles out there. The heaviest right now heading into northern Ashtabula County. If you have plans over towards Geneva on the lake, you're dry. But as you get up towards Ashtabula, Kingsville, Conneaut, seeing some light to moderate rain right now. That'll last probably another 15-20 minutes or so before moving out. But the bigger picture, remember that dome of heat down to the south. We've got the showers and storms that fire up along it. Yet another day of severe weather out in the plains. It has been very active over the last week and a half with numerous tornadoes. Over 100 and almost 50 reports right now over the last week. Let's go hour by hour through our forecast. So notice we're dry tonight. Maybe a shower or two as that boundary lifts north. But temperatures when you go to bed tonight, right around 60, 61, 62. Look what happens when you wake up. We're in the upper 60s tomorrow morning, and that humidity will be here tomorrow morning, and it will continue to increase as we head throughout the afternoon. Models have backed off a lot on the rainfall tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if I'm drinking that Kool-Aid yet. I think with the heat and humidity, we ought to spark some showers and thunderstorms around the area. Some of those could be strong to severe if they get going. So we'll keep rain in the forecast tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, we get no relief. In fact, temperatures may struggle to get out of the 70s tomorrow night. It's going to be very warm and humid. I think upper 60s for a lot of you waking up Sunday morning. And more rain and rumbles. Eventually, that boundary that went north will sink south. Our model now indicating Sunday appears to be the rainiest day. Again, this will fluctuate back and forth based on what develops tonight. But we're going to keep rainfall in the forecast. I think most hours this weekend will be dry, but we'll have to watch for these clusters of showers and storms all the way through Sunday. And then we eventually clear things out for your Memorial Day itself. So the muggy meter, notice we're in the humid air over the next 2 days. We get comfortably dry on Monday. Monday's going to be fantastic. And then we're back to the heat and humidity on Tuesday, Wednesday. The dome of heat continues across the southern tier of the United States. Record heat for them. For us, we remain on that periphery. But look what happens next weekend. Perhaps a break from some of this heat and humidity as we bring in some more comfortable air to Northeast Ohio. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. I've got 87 for us tomorrow. We may see some, I'll say 88s, 89s on the board if we get enough sunshine. 78 with more storms on Sunday. There's your comfortable Memorial Day. And then we're back to the heat and humidity Tuesday, Wednesday. We finally lose those storm chances on Thursday and dry out, looks like, for next weekend. Guys.
All right. Thank you, Matt.